The following program has been made possible through an underwriting grant from Benny Rizzuto's wallet.
I live in Hicksville most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on the island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls. Take daddy's credit card, charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, we're living on Long Island. Oh, you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm just basking in the sun.
I know, kitty, you're not.
Hey, give me a vodka. Is that your Camaro? It's gorgeous.
You know, I went to high school with Billy Joel.
Wow. I go to Hamptons on Friday night. I party hard till the sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. Yeah, living on Long
Hey, my friends, welcome back. Ratito, longer time. Me no see, you no see me. We no see each other longer time. We're back, baby. We're back in the Gagootz show, all anew. Tonight, all anew show. We're going to talk about a movie. We're going to talk about everything. The all new Gagootz show. And here is your host for the night, Jen Snodland and a Betty Gagootz Rizzuti. Ciao, my friend. Enjoy the show. Enjoy. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the all new Gagootz show. I'm your host, Benny Rizzuti, and my co-host, lovely co-host, I should add,
Jen Snortland. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm so excited for tonight.
Me too. My first show back doing the Gagootz show.
So it's been about 8 years, right?
Yes.
Wow.
Started, I was 59, and now I just turned 67, and I'm collecting Social Security.
Wonderful. And he still gets that discount at Denny's, everybody. So you're a real looker.
Senior discounts are the best, I got to tell you. I don't care. I use them for everything.
So what's the history of the Gagootz? Where did it start?
Okay, it started, was going to turn 59, and I didn't want to do the open mic or even the comedy circuit of stand-up, but I loved writing, and I loved being entertaining. You know, so I thought of, I did this show with 2 other comics, young up-and-coming comics, and then we went to a diner, which is a typical thing, diner. And I had in my head, I didn't want to do this anymore. And one of the comics, it was a guy and a girl. I won't say their names because I don't think they like me anymore.
You win some, you lose some, ladies and gentlemen. That's show business.
So anyway, we were sitting in the diner, and the man says, have you been on that guy's show in Madhouse TV, which was in Deer Park? And I said, no. I said, but that's what I'm going to do. Because I said, I'm going to have my own show. And I looked at the woman, Nicole, and I said, and you're going to be my co-host. Because I just met her, and I liked her. I thought she would be great. And it was the 3 of us. We got a show, and at that time, 8 years ago, it was a show about Long Island and local comedy, local comedians, and for local comedians. Now everybody's got a podcast, so now
everybody's a comedian.
But
right?
at the time, I was doing it, and then the other shows at that studio were taking my guests, and I put my foot down a little bit because one guy actually there were 6 different sets. Like here at Paradise, beautiful Paradise Studio, we have 3 different sets here. But we won't, over there I was bouncing around, you know. And then somebody used my set and had 3 comics, and he was supposed to be a filmmaker show. And he had 3 comics on, and so I got a little mad. And he had a female co-host.
Well, often imitated, but never duplicated.
No, that's, I finally...
They can try.
I calmed down, and then I said, there's only one Gagootz show. You know, and my motto at the time was, we're not your parents' talk show.
Certainly not. So why the Gagootz, though? Where does the Gagootz come from?
The Gagootz is a long green squash, and you'll see pictures of it throughout in the videos. And for some reason, I found that funny, and Gagootz, and I said to Nicole, I said, we'll call it the Gagootz Show. And she was like, yeah, we will. And so we called it the Gagootz Show. And I was doing a character that is like my alter ego. Because he's not really me. It's when the mustache is on and the hat is on, I'm not Alfredo Gagootz. You know, I'm Alfredo. I'm not Benny Rizzuti anymore.
Yeah.
So,
but the lines do blur. They blur a little bit.
Yeah, they blur.
Because you are indeed Italian, right?
I'm Sicilian.
Sicilian.
100%.
Oh, so that's almost Italian.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Hey.
There's a lot of jokes there. So there's a lot of jokes to it. But then we were clean. We were a clean show. Mm-hmm. And then I lifted the ban and we got bad and it got to the point where almost 2 years. Then I called up a friend. I said, how come nobody watches the show anymore? And he says, because it's unwatchable.
Well, let's not let history repeat itself.
No, it's not gonna repeat itself. It's gonna, but I had a good time with it. I had a lot of fun. We had different sets here. We're going to do videos, but it's the same show, but a little different now. It's not going to be a show about comedians for comedians. It's going to be a show for my friends. You're a friend. The two guests tonight are my friends.
Our new friends all over the world.
Friends who are involved in creative endeavors, creative projects. And I should mention our two guests tonight are Greg Kritikos and Don Sill.
And
Greg Kritikos is in a movie that we're going to talk about called Tomorrow's Today. And it's a great movie. You can get you can rent it for $1.99 on Amazon Prime.
Worth every penny. At least $5.
Yeah, I should have bought it. I'm mad at myself. it cost me $7 for that movie.
It's a good movie.
Because I bought it just to rent. I figured 48 hours, that's all I need. I like the movie. I want to watch it again. And I'm like, the 48 hours was up. So I had to spend $5 and I bought it. You buy it for $5. You own it.
Dang it, Bezos.
And it's well worth it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to show a clip later. And our other guest is Don Sill. Don Sill, I call him my comedy brother. And he truly is. We know each other almost 25 years now.
Wow.
And through creative projects. And that's what the all-new Gagootz show is about, creativity. And writers. I want writers. If you make videos, send videos. We were doing a video contest in the other Gagootz show. I had a video contest, and then we'd give out prizes, which were like $50 and a bunch of different books I could get cheap at Big Lots, or DVDs and things.
Very cool.
So we might bring the contest back, but right now I'm just asking to just make videos and send them.
Yeah. So if anyone's creative out there, send us some videos.
Right, and writers. I'd like to have some writers.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that story.
They're weird people. They're weird. Some writers are weird.
I got to tell you a story. Well, not tonight, because you like me because I tell stories.
Oh yeah.
And I tell, and they're usually amusing.
Sometimes.
Yeah, okay.
They're very funny. But I'm so happy that you're bringing the Gagootz back. We'd be back behind a comedy club, and people would see Benny and say, "That's the Gagootz." And it's been a really long time. So when you do see the Gagootz, I did bring him a gift. It's a family heirloom. It's been passed around for generations. It's our golden wooden spoon.
Oh, wow. I'm going to love these. He's going to love these. Golden. It really is.
I don't know if you can catch the sheen,
spoon.
but it is golden. It's got a little crack in it from my crack. My grandma was a hard lady, but it'll still get the job done.
Great, because now we're going to go to a video about one of Alfredo's heirlooms.
Ooh.
And we're going to find out. I told you before that I wanted a clean show, then it got out of hand. Well, these two guys here and I, with other podcasts we've done, we're not that, we curse. So Alfredo's going to tell us about an heirloom and about the new rules, the Anti-Profanity Proclamation. Take it away, Alfredo. I forgot my own name. What the hell? On the all-new Gagootz show, we got to talk about something very important. I'm no kidding you not. We used to be a problem with the profanity, with a curse. We no more curse on this show. And in the proof of we no curse, we're gonna have This is going to be my anti-profanity proclamation. Anti-profanity proclamation. I know, kid you not. No more curse. If you say the word ace, and you talk about a donkey, that's a 25% fine. Every time you say ace, 25% fine. If you say sheet, struns, you can say struns, nobody no capito. But you say sheet, that's another 25%. No F-bomb. You say the F-bomb is a $1 first time. First offense, $1. Second offense, $5. Every offense, $5.
Well, you want me to curse? I mean, I'm a clean comic.
I'm not going to curse.
No. All right, hey, we're back. That was fast. That was better than fast. That was Alfredo. He was half fast. Anyway, so on the video, there it is. It's Great Grandma Gagootz's favorite spittoon.
Spittoon.
And that's going to be our swear spittoon. You say a curse, and you got to throw money in there.
It's still halfway full. It smells terrible.
Yeah,
it smells awful.
Wow,
Yes.
there it is.
There you go.
A drop in the
Get
bucket.
it going. A drop in the bucket. A drop into the bucket. So anyway, here is our first guest, very good friend of mine, Greg Criticos. How you doing, man?
How are you? Such
Welcome.
a pleasure to be here. Hello, Jen. How are you? Oh,
Mwah.
my God. So, yes, I'm really excited. I've been on your show many a times in the past, and I'm very happy that you're back on again.
Thank you.
People did miss the Gagootz show, and you just got awarded the gold spoon. Was that it?
Yeah,
that's
the
for
golden wooden
Alfredo.
spoon,
The
yeah.
golden spoon.
Yeah, look.
It's a little suspect because that's gold and Gagootz is in pink. I don't know what's that about. They got the and show in green and Gagootz is in pink, which is kind of, I don't know. I mean, shouldn't that be like red, like the color of flag, like the Italian flag, green and red?
That would be cool, yeah. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
going to have to get one of my friends, one of my creative friends to do that for me.
All right. I'm
To change the colors.
Just joking around. man.
And
Just a
he
little
knows
joke.
he knows who he is.
Yes. So I am a clean comic. I take a lot of showers. You
smell great.
We have not, thank you.
You're
You like my
welcome.
cologne? He smells great. We actually went next door to get some pizza right before the show started, and the smell of pizza went away because Gagootz went in there. I don't know, what fragrance are you wearing?
I'm going to send it to you. I don't remember.
Oh, my
I'm at
God.
that age. I don't
think
know.
it's
It was-
onions.
You're at that age.
My
Onions.
cousin,
Okay.
my cousin gets me cologne for Christmas, so that's the cologne I use now.
Okay.
Because I was told that the stuff I used to buy, Dracar and
Dracar Noir.
Polo,
And
not
the
to
other
use
one,
Polo.
yeah.
Aqua
Back
de
in the
Joe
day.
is another
they're
popular
like old
one.
man. I was told they're
Yeah.
old man colognes.
Old
But that
man
smell of
cologne.
Old Spice, though.
Wow.
I'd
See?
listen to what people have to say, you know?
You like Old Spice?
It's definitely a dad perfume.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah, it is.
Old Spice, yes, I remember that. The commercial, remember Old Spice, they would slap their cheeks.
And then they had the commercial with the guy who was half man, half horse. Wasn't
Yeah.
that Old Spice?
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't-
They're like, okay.
I don't remember a half
All
man,
right.
half
Fine.
horse. I know in the mythology there's a what do they call the half man, half horse with the bow and arrow, the
Yeah.
centaur.
A
Centaur.
Centaur. Is that what it is?
Minotaur?
I don't remember.
I was thinking Minotaur.
Centaur?
Centaur. I don't believe there was a commercial with a centaur. I don't know, maybe.
All right,
I
well,
don't
you know what?
Was that Gagootz shows? I don't know. What that was.
That was a Gagootz thing,
That was
I
a
think,
commercial
yeah.
on the Gagootz show,
Okay.
the original.
Okay.
Half man, half pizza.
Yeah, man, that pizza. All right. I love Jen. Anyway, Jen and I were talking about, you met Jen about a year ago.
Yeah.
This week.
Almost
Yep.
to the day.
Almost to the day. It was the 29th.
At
Yeah.
a pizza place.
Well,
At a pizza
at a
place.
pizza place. It was called Belladonna Comedy, and it was in the back of a pizza place. It was a catering room, and it was the first open mic comedy show where I had headliners come in and intertwine and I guess network with a lot of up and coming comics. So it was we were doing great. We had about 16 shows there once a week, and then unfortunately the pandemic hit and we shut it down. But that's where you guys met because she came
Right.
out to support
Yeah.
you.
And that night that I was there, you didn't have a headliner, unfortunately.
You were the headliner.
I know. I'm kidding. I'm goofing. But
I want to talk
it
about
was-
tomorrow's today.
All right.
Took over.
But anyway,
Just took
sorry,
over the whole
sorry.
show.
You're right.
There it is
The
again.
woman took over. Wait, what are you, a program manager? What?
Project manager.
Project manager.
Project manager.
And this is being with us is going to be a project.
Yes, project. She's the project manager on the Gagootz show.
I guess so.
Guess,
I didn't know.
Guys, I just got a promotion.
There you go. Look at that. Nobody
Very
compliments
exciting.
themselves better than she does. You're great, Jen. What a promo. Okay.
Oh my
Okay,
goodness.
all right.
All right.
Anyway, so we met a year ago. Jen, that's when you
I met her at your show.
because I brought her on the show.
Right, and because of that, she got to meet myself and I, and then we had her at Broadway Got Talent. She came out. I put her in the lineup, and she did well. And she came out, did one more show after that, and then now she's doing the Long Island circuit. I think you're doing out here a lot.
Mostly Long Island, yeah.
Well, you're always welcome
Good,
to come
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
So. Which I'll be back on October 30th at Broadway Got Talent. So.
Oh, cool.
We do that
Maybe-
show once a month. Mike Rockowitz and I, Legendary Entertainment, and we have had a tremendous amount of success with that show. And I only ask the new comedians to only bring 3 people. That's it, because as you know, in the comedy industry, they want you to bring 1,700 people. But I promote them. That's the best part. You were on your own poster as a feature, and we put you on a link that you share with all your friends and fans. And that's how we pack the room in. Asking 3 people is not that bad. Because, as a producer, when I meet people, they're like, I don't do bringer shows. And I'm like, excuse me, who are you again? Can I Google your name? Can I see? What do you mean you don't do bringers? I mean, everybody brings. I remember Al Martin, the owner of Broadway Comedy Club, one time we were talking, he goes, hey, Greg, the Beatles had to bring too. Everybody brings. But, again, just 3 people, and that's how we managed to pack the room in, so.
Very
exciting.
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. No, that's good. So, yeah, that's when you met her, and
Yeah.
I brought her, and she brought people.
Yeah,
So
so
it made
she
me,
brought-
I
she
came
brought
out
the-
looking, yeah.
Yeah, she has the Jen Snortland fan club.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
fun.
They're loud, they're noisy, they do whatever they want, but we're happy.
And they spend the money.
They do,
man.
yeah.
Spend the
We were in the
money.
back of a pizza place popping champagne that was like twist-off champagne that they found in the back of the freezer.
Yeah.
My friends were like, bring out the champagne and the chicken wings.
The chicken
That's
wings.
fun. That was fun.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the movie, which is now released.
Finally,
And
yes.
it's finally released.
Exciting
Tomorrow's
times.
today.
Tomorrow's Today, which is originally called Charlie Boy. And I started writing this movie about 4.5 years ago. It actually took place, I started writing it in Dunkin' Donuts on 34th Street in Broadway. Mike Rockowitz, my partner in Legendary Entertainment, as I was writing it, he's like, I see you doing a lot of writing, and I very rarely do I write in Dunkin' Donuts, So that day I had a pad, I was just writing. And that night, I came up with the 3 characters. And the characters' name were Charlie Boy, Tommy, and Shakes. And my goal was to actually direct this movie. I always wanted to direct it, but unfortunately, when we got the investor aboard, he said, Greg, I'd rather have you starring it. So I ended up producing and writing Charlie Boy back then, and then it was changed to Tomorrow's Today.
Now, I like Charlie Boy. When you're watching
Yeah,
the movie,
yeah.
Charlie Boy is screaming at you.
Yeah, he said it's a
Charlie
redemption
Boy.
story, so he's
Now,
out to help people.
The song has a catchy song.
Right.
Tomorrow's Today. It's a nice song, but the way I was looking at it, that there was a movie years ago called The Landlord with Beau Bridges.
Okay.
And Beau Bridges was this rich white kid who bought a brownstone in Harlem, and he was going to throw all the tenants out and turn it into his big pad, and he was buying. And in the beginning of the movie, he's walking down the street, and there's a song called "It's a Brand New Day" by Al Cooper.
Oh,
That
okay.
was back. So Al Cooper. So I thought of with Charlie Boy and Tomorrow's Today. I thought of that. Of It's a Brand New Day, but the name of the movie is The Landlord.
Right.
Because he does become the landlord before he throws anybody out or anything.
Right.
What I
So
do
he's
like about the song is that they play it in the beginning. Because
Right.
you're waiting for it and always looking for it. And whenever I'm watching like a movie or a show, it's, oh, there it is. I see what you did there. It makes you feel like you're in it.
Oh,
But
okay.
the character Charlie Boy is it is all absorbing. Where did you pull inspiration for that character?
Well, inspiration would be, it's a redemption story, obviously. So Charlie Boy has organized crime roots, and he kind of breaks out of that, and he's in sobriety also in the movie, you know. And what happens is one of his dear friends has a bad gambling addiction, and he ends up gambling and owing a neighborhood boss, wise guy, money. And he's in a lot of trouble because the boss wants his money. And so I catch wind about it. And what happens is that I actually approach him and tell him. And at first he lies to me. He tells me it's like $3,000. And then it's actually more than that. It's like $30,000. And so I kind of like, you know, I help him because he wants to rob a place to get money to pay the boss. So when I started writing this, I started laughing because it was pretty cool. So what I ended up doing is that we rob a liquor store that's actually owned by
Don't give away too
well,
much.
it's all right. I mean, it's been out there for a little while, but you know, yes, we rob a brothel. We rob a brothel with a
raffle a brothel.
Brothel, yeah, brothel. But anyway, yes. So it's very catchy at the end. So Kelly LeBrock plays my ex-wife, and Burt Young plays Luca, which is a friend of my father's. So it's a redemption story. That's where I was inspired to write the movie.
That's great. No, I love it. And as I already told you, I like independent movies, and this is my favorite independent movie of the year. This is my favorite.
Nobody ever, you know, I mean, I mean, thank you so much for the compliment. You know, when you text me and you said this is like one of my favorite independent movies of all time, I was like, I told my partner Mike Rockowitz, and he was like, "Is Gagootz okay?" I was like, "Yeah." I know, I know, but thank you.
A lot of the independent movies that are made on the island, some of them, the characters are one-dimensional.
Right.
Your characters, you do explain. You know how to tell a story. So you explain things about it, and the characters get deeper. And I also like that the story comes at you in different directions because it's original. There's a narrator in the beginning who isn't Charlie Boy. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Then there's another narrative thrown in there. So and the story builds, and it's a really good story. You know, and it's funny.
Right. Well,
and it's funny.
When we first set it out, when I first started, I produced it with Susan Goforth, and that was the director's wife. So when we started producing, and Dominic Martini, a native Long Islander, he's the executive producer. He funded the project. So when I first started meeting him in the early pre-production days, I don't know if a lot of people know, but Sean Young was actually scheduled to direct the movie. Sean Young from Dune, Sean Young from
Blade Runner,
unbelievable. Sean Young from
Rachel and Blade Runner.
Yeah, well, she also played in Stripes with Bill Murray.
Oh yeah, right.
And she was quite and I started networking with Sean, and she said, "Greg, I'd love to be the director." And we were all set, ready to go. Everything was moving smoothly until, you know, something happened, and I got the call, and I was told to, like, you know.
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
We will bring that back.
Yeah.
But let's watch. We're going to watch the trailer for.
Excellent.
We're going to watch the trailer for Tomorrow's Today, and then we're going to bring our other guest, Don Sill, on.
Okay.
And we'll talk to him, and we'll get back to that Sean Young story. You're going to want to know it. You're the project director or whatever.
I'm a director now? This is incredible.
So take it away. Tomorrow's Today.
I so do look like Tom Hardy.
My left ass cheek looks more like Tom Hardy than you do.
Charlie Baracus.
Oh, Charlie boy.
Yo, what's up? All right, let's go. It's like Schindler's List. It never ends.
Oh, did you tell that one at the club? I'm sure your mob buddies love that one.
Covered in blood, that wasn't yours.
What was in that bag you had the other day? Somebody's head, I suppose?
Never told you about my son. I was supposed to pick him up from school. I never caught the guy that did it. I should have been there for him.
Sometimes you have to help those who don't take care of themselves.
Charlie boy? I never got to thank you for getting me out of that tough spot.
Tommy G was looking for you last night.
Probably needs more money.
That guy can't get his head out of his ass, can he?
I owe Bruno on a few bets.
Here's 20.
I gotta borrow $3,000.
Again with the gambling?
I heard you were a comedian these days.
We're holding a raffle so we can send some of these beautiful ladies to college. They come from broken homes.
Yeah, why not?
So I got Tommy Boy's 3,000.
3,000. He owes me 30,000.
Bruno's lying to me, Tommy. Is that what you're telling me?
What are you doing taking his business anyway?
He's a friend of Charlie Boy.
Give me my money. Now I gotta go inside and clean your mess.
You got a liquor store on 34th Street?
Oh my God.
We should rob it.
You stupid. You don't do that stuff no more.
Just a little bit more.
There's a flashlight in the liquor store. Dumb idea.
Son of a genius. Holy shit. There's gotta be over 500 G's in this bag. Sherry, baby. What are you doing home?
What's going on here?
Gotta find out who knocked off Julio's.
You don't know?
Or maybe they bit off more than they can chew.
See Tommy G around? Big Angie's looking for
Big Angie.
You gotta give the money back.
Like we found it in the street or something.
Did you take him? I do not want to get involved.
All right, you're already involved, okay?
Is this some kind of joke?
You look tired. You wanna take a bath?
I don't want a bath. You take a bath.
Wanna take a bath together?
What?
I'm just saying, you look great, you know?
You just said I look tired.
You look great when you look tired.
Tomorrow I will be grateful. I will always feel thankful. Won't forget to be faithful. Tomorrow I'll be one with the world. Charlie. Oh! Charlie boy.
I'm not that guy anymore.
Nothing's the same, is it, Charlie?
You ever think about having entertainers?
Yeah, it crossed my mind. We got him.
I burned that man out. Hey!
What are you doing here? I thought you were working.
I thought he was gay.
No, just British.
British.
I'm so excited.
What was that?
What? Nothing. I was...
That's very dirty.
With our other guest, Don Sill.
Yes,
Hey, buddy.
Yes, thank you, everybody.
Don Sill,
This is
Greg
awesome.
Criticos,
Yes.
and Jen Snortland.
This is
Or
great.
Jen Snorkel, as her
Skeevo, what's that?
Skeevo, no, her deep sea diving buddies call her.
Oh, yeah.
Snorkeler.
I'm quite the beluga, that's for sure.
Oh.
I have no idea what that means.
Awesome.
Yo, you know what it means. You're funny. You're very... She's a natural. I love her.
You haven't kicked me off yet.
And she was one of our last winners of Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up.
Yeah.
Before the pandemic hit.
That's where I actually really met her. Like, I had seen her at parties, but we never talked.
I believe the last winner is the champion. I think that is how that is just how things work.
Yeah, by default.
By default.
She's got complimenting herself. She's great.
I have to. I need to be in episode 2. So
No, you're just a woman. That's what you do. You guys
We just saw the
More
clip
than
of Charlie Boy.
Yeah.
Charlie
Yeah,
Boy.
that movie looks
All right,
great.
you can get it on Amazon Prime.
Apple TV.
Rent it for $1.99. Own it for $5, $4.99.
Oh, you sound you're pimping me off cheap, man. I'm a comedian also.
You said I look like a Jew, right? You said I look Jewish.
Don't start. You look like a Greek Jew. That's what I meant to say.
Oh, a Greek.
A Greek
Okay.
Jew. You don't have the curls. That's why.
No, that's you're up there. You're in the front row of heaven with
God.
the curls.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, what are you up to these days?
Yeah. No, I was gonna get
I
to
know,
it.
right? Just kicked
Love
him to
the
the
clip.
How are you?
Good.
Yeah, no.
It's awesome having
Just
Greg
feel
here.
free. The next show that we do, you may become the host for that particular
I've been
show.
promoted 4 times already
Yeah,
during the
wow, you're
show.
moving
Now
up
I'm the host. Who knows
You're
what's
moving
gonna
up the
happen?
ranks pretty fast.
Anyway,
I know.
Don Sill, my comedy brother.
Yes,
my
indeed.
comedy brother. Anyway, and I just want to say, you 3 people here, you're probably the 3 people who find me actually funny and actually give me work and want me to come out and do shows with
I
you.
thought you were going to say, you 3 people right here, you actually fill the couch in really good.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah, no, there's
Great,
literally.
yeah.
But really, I have fun with all 3 of you doing shows with Greg. Greg doesn't even because you guys know I don't always want to do stand up. I'm not. Greg last year he called me up. He says, "Look, I'm doing this show. I need someone to headline. You pick one of these 2 dates." It was like September 5th or September 29th. That's what I have open. And he was going to take no for an answer. So I was like, yeah, the 29th. And then Jen, it was funny because I texted her and I said, look, I want you to come to this show. That, and I had asked Greg, is it all right if I bring someone? So she writes me back. She's like, so how much is the cover charge? I said, no, I want you to perform. I want you to be on the show.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Don and I met like close to 25 years ago.
25 years ago, when you wrote the Dracula
vampire novel.
The vampire novel. What was it called again?
Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards.
Really? I never heard of
That's
this.
very
Yeah, he wrote a
It
whole.
needs a rewrite.
Yeah.
It's a good story, but I love the story. I don't love the person who told it. I wrote it. That's how I feel.
But I remember we had you
I
come
don't love
on.
the person who told it. I know.
Yeah, I had a radio show at WUSB 90.1 out in Stony Brook years ago, and
Every 2 weeks, Monday, 5 to 7.
5 a.m. It's a 7 a.m. It was very rough hours, but
Wow.
but Benny came down the first time ever with his screenplay,
Right.
The Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards, and we just hit it off. It was a lot of fun. We and then ever since then we've been pretty much partnered up. He ended up becoming the co-host on that show with me for years until
The Double D radio show.
Yep. And it's
On
funny because
WSB.
that one ended because of in 2002, right after 9/11. So 9/11 was in September. Then we lasted a couple months, but we kind of dwindled off after that tragedy. And then the other show we were doing ended because of the pandemic. So another
pandemic.
tragedy.
We were doing a game show
book
a
ended.
couple of years ago.
We're all full up on tragedy here.
So
You
we
know,
were
like,
doing that Put
we're
Up,
just good.
Shut Up and Stand Up, which was a fun game show. And I believe I did reach out to you, but you were busy because I said you could come to be a
To be a
judge.
judge, we
I
had-
think I reached out to
Yeah, we
you.
had
It
Sound
was
and Comics,
Saturdays, too.
yeah.
It was Saturday, which is tough for a comic who's,
yeah.
who's working.
That definitely hurt us.
Comics
yeah.
and prostitutes, always busy Friday and Saturday.
Oh yeah, those are busy times.
Comics and prostitutes. I love it.
I know, right?
So,
Well, you know why
yeah,
they pay prostitutes, right? They pay them to leave.
Exactly, you pay
We
them.
don't want you
yeah.
around Saturday nights. We want you just part of a Saturday.
Right.
That's about all.
Exactly.
So, I just had to throw that in.
Pay them to leave.
I
and
didn't
they
swear
quit.
either,
Right.
so.
Yeah, so far so good.
I have so much to learn from you guys.
Oh, there's lots.
Yeah, you got Gagootz teaching you.
yeah.
He's going to
Got
show
her
you the
under my
ways.
wing.
Yeah.
He'll show you the ways of the Gagootz.
The ways of the Gagootz. That was it. The ways of the Gagootz. That's his name.
Y'all are a bunch of Gagootz.
Oh, my
Good
God.
goofs.
So go ahead, Don. Let's hear
What
it.
do you
now.
got?
All right. So anyway, Don, you're working on a project, which is it's not a movie, right?
Well, it's a short film, so it doubles. It's going to be a series eventually, but right now it's acting kind of as a one-off. It could be a short film. It's about 30 minutes long. Well, it's just kind of getting completed now. The final edit has been completed, and it's a fun kind of film about a stand-up comic who started about 30 years ago. You know, he's a veteran comic, but he's still in the same place he was when he started. He's working the same club he worked when he started, and never felt like he got the break that he deserved. So it's kind of him, his trials and tribulations of this one particular day of trying to make it.
So it's about Benny.
It's the Benny Gagootz story. I think a lot of people, not just comedians, could relate to this guy because I think even if you work in an office building,
I wish this is the only moment I wish I had headlights. I wish I had headlights.
The true story of the baby Gagootz.
Yeah, that's the Fang-Toothed vampire right there.
The Fang-Toothed bastard.
Yeah.
That's hysterical.
Yeah, we'll talk about that. Yeah, in future shows, we'll talk about Last of the Fang-Toothed Bastards. I might even read some on our Halloween show, which is our Halloween show is October 25th, which I don't know if I mentioned. Jen, did I mention that we're not a weekly show? We're actually right. We're not. We're twice a month. So the second week and fourth week of every month is when you'll see us. So if there's a 5-week month, I'm too cheap to pay the extra money.
All right. Okay.
Thank you, Benny.
So you're also the executive producer of the show.
Yeah, now you've been promoted
Yeah.
to executive producer.
Oh no, she's not.
Next time.
executive.
Next time.
This is great. This is fun.
Anyway,
Oh my goodness.
so I know I interrupted you with that, but I mean,
No, I was just saying that I think that a lot of people could relate to this character, even if you work in an office or something like that. We've all felt like we've been passed over, or you didn't get to the raise or the promotion or wherever you feel you should be in life. And I feel like that's what's going on with this character named Billy, this comedian. Basically, there's a Kevin James type of comic coming back to town, and Billy is trying to basically audition for a part on that sitcom. So that's kind of what the synopsis is in a nutshell. And we're trying to make it into a series. We're going to see how it does on the festival circuit. We're going to see if we can get investors to invest in there. Because as Greg knows and has told me, you need money to make these movies. And we were fortunate with the first one. But now we're going to need some funding, some investors, and get some people behind it to move them forward.
All right, yeah. So we have a clip. Is it completed yet? Or it's still in post-production?
The movie has just been completed. It's finalized. We're working actually to get a date. We have a theater in Belmore we're looking at. We're going to have a big premiere.
Cool.
Screening. So
you're going to invite us?
Yes, of course. Everyone's invited.
Great.
Yeah, for sure. I'd love to have you. But we're looking at mid-November. It's going to be the theater only. It's Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday. So we're looking at a Wednesday.
All right.
So hopefully everybody could make it down there. That would be fantastic. Have all of you here.
I'm a senior citizen. Do I get a discount?
You get a cup of coffee when we get
I'm a senior citizen. I just take off from work now. I'm not coming in.
Calling in old.
I'm old. Yeah, I call in the old card. I play the old card. So anyway, we have a clip from the name of this.
It's called Comic Sans.
Comic Sans.
Yes. Yeah.
And let's go to the clip. Take it away, Bobby.
I remember the first time you took that stage back in the day on that open mic night. You remember that day? Huh? Who's the one that helped you? Who's the one that helped you work on your material, work on your set, give you the confidence to go back up the next day because you're so scared? Remember that?
You think I owe you for that?
Yeah.
For helping me 20 years ago?
Yes. I think you do.
For giving me 5-minute sets on a Wednesday night.
Look, it's those 5-minute sets that all added up. It's those 5-minute sets that help build your voice, build your style, build your career. It's those 5-minute sets that made you Big Mac.
Hey man, I would have been Big Mac regardless. Regardless of those 5-minute sets, which by the way, there was no audience. It was all comics. We were performing for each other on your Wednesday night future fucking stars? Come on. I would have made it either way, Billy, because I worked hard. I networked hard. And because I was funny. Did you help me? Yes. But I don't owe you.
As your agent, I gotta tell you things that you have to listen to. That's what you have to do. And when I tell you funny, bring the funny. That's what you do. You're funny looking, you got funny words. Everything about you is funny, yet you bring a serious monologue. Listen, if I'd have told you it was about a construction worker, then you wear a fucking hard hat and bring a hammer. You got a hammer? I would have get you a hammer. It was about a cowboy, you ride in on a horse, you wear some chaps, and you go, ee-haw! That's what you do. But no, this was a comedy commercial, you fucking idiot, and you go in there and read a serious monologue. They're not gonna buy that, you dummy. I love you, but you did the wrong thing. You weren't funny. You didn't bring the funny, Billy, and that's why you didn't get it. You're the fucking motherfucker!
All right, fuck it, comedy time.
All right.
And we're back.
Yes.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yes. I
That
think I
was
have to put
awesome.
some money into the till because Joey, I'll put some money in for Joey. He had a couple curse words in there.
Yeah.
I think he said 3. So we're going to put in $3 into the till.
And yeah, I think Eric Haft said ass.
Oh, he might have, yeah. So yeah, what a cast. Joey Cola, Eric Haft, Carrie Kravitz is in it, Tony Walker.
Carrie Kravitz is in it?
Yeah,
too?
Carrie Kravitz in there. We got Tony Walker, Joey Petroni, Andy Plaginos, Jeff Bosey, and Sherry Poland, and of course Austin Brooks.
Austin Brooks.
Yeah, he was great. He played Austin Pryor. He's he's like a young comedian that's already in the movie, already fast tracking up the chain and making,
going past your character.
Yeah, so it's a really fun movie. You know, Eric Haft was great in that one scene. So, you know, that's kind of like this the climax type of scene where we're kind of talking to each other about who owes who and how it all works, and that in comedy, and there is no, you don't have like no matter how much time you put into something, doesn't matter. If you can get fast tracked up the chain, there's no seniority,
right? Yeah.
So that's one of the things that's could be tough and could be rewarding depending on what side you're on with that stuff. But yeah, having a Haft and like Joey Cola was huge for me. Joey Cola, Long Island comedy legend, just a great all-around guy. I've always loved him. He goes way back. He was on the radio show back in the day with us.
Yeah, we had him on the radio on the Double D show.
And then Haft just killed it. Kravitz killed everybody. The whole crew and cast and crew of that movie, man. I can't say enough.
I can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
So what did you do? Go to the back room and say, "Who wants to be in a movie?" You got like half of Long Island in there.
Basically, when I came to the casting of it, I started writing it in everybody's voice. Like I knew I wanted some of the people that I knew well in it. So like Benny was actually cast in it originally, but he's going to be in the next one. His character is going to be great. I don't want to give too much away, but
yeah, I can't wait to do that character either.
Yeah, and then but yeah, so I started writing, like with Joey Petroni, who I've known for about 25 years as well from the radio show. Tony Walker, I knew I wanted in there. Bosie, I knew I wanted in there. Plagianos. So I started writing in their voice, and Sherry Poland. But then once we were able to cast Eric Haft as Big Mac, was when it all started. Like I was like, this is going to be really, really cool. And then Carrie Kravitz signed on. Then we got Joey Cola to sign on, and then it was just like, man, we got one hell of a cast here.
I can't wait. I really. So you'll have the date. When will it be? Before Christmas?
Yeah, we're looking at mid-November is where we're trying to lock it in with the theater, and then like I said, you guys are definitely all invited, and we're gonna have all the cast and crew there, and if, we might do some giveaways and have some people come down and want to see it. I think it holds 300 seats, this theater, so I would love to fill that up and have, for better or worse. I'm just hoping they laugh when they're supposed to laugh.
Any laugh is a laugh. We'll take it.
I forgot what I was going to say.
No, it was fun. Like, yeah. And for people who don't know,
what a friggin' host. What a talk show host.
It's all starting to kick in.
Yeah, where's the girl with the cue cards? I need cue cards. There should be somebody's right there.
I'll bring him next time. I get one more promotion, yeah.
You're like, you know what I'm thinking.
You forgot to hire her. That's what happened.
No, but yeah. I think those the edibles are kicking in.
Yeah. I think they are. Yeah.
This is a curse-free, drug-free show.
No, I'm just
for the kids. We do
Wait,
it for the
curse-free? Who said anything? Yeah. Drugs are legal.
You have to throw that whole bag of money.
What do you think that money's going to?
Can't swear, but you can smoke a joint in the corner.
Now, so. What is the run time? I believe that was the question. What is the running time?
The run time is like 34 minutes total with the credits from beginning to end. But yeah, and I could trim it down for some of the festivals, short film festivals. Some of them have a 20-minute limit on it and stuff like that. So I'm like I said, I'm entering it in a lot of film festivals, trying to see what I can do there and if it can get discovered or picked up or any of that stuff. But it's really a series, and this is episode 1. The pilot episode in this series, and that's kind of the core cast. And I already have other drafts for some of the other episodes already scripted out.
You've been a creative for so long. We know you. I met you when you were in charge of a video podcast.
Right.
I also heard that you did some editing for like NFL. I'm not a sports person, so.
Yeah, that's
for sports.
The day job. Yeah, so I started. I've been editing for about 20 years. Started in hockey.
I always loved your edits, and you can see it in all your podcasts. You're very good. And now, acting. And have you ever done stand up?
I did stand up a little bit in the late 90s, early 2000s, and when you do anything like that, especially with stand up comedy, you have to put 110% into it. You can't. I think it's very hard unless especially in the beginning. If you can't half-ass it, you know what I mean? And I think with me, I had so many other side projects and things happening at that time that I love stand-up comedy. I've loved stand-up since I was like, 3 years old. I love everything about the art form, but to perform it, you gotta be, you have to have everything has to be tight. And I don't think I was, I think I was going through a lot of the same troubles you see a lot of new comics go in there. I wanted to be edgy, and I wanted to, be like, like Dice Clay or something, and at that time. But there's only so many people could be Dice Clay, and that's only one man, Dice Clay. So like for me to try to emulate that time period didn't work out so well. So I knew I had a decision to make. All right, either stand up or I'll stick to my writing gig and doing radio at the time.
I love the way you say that. Like instead of saying I bombed, he was like, I had so much going on.
And Greg,
I had
what is
so
your
many
opinion
different
of all
things.
this?
Well, I mean, listen, stand-up comedy is you're by yourself when you're on stage. It's a totally different animal. I'm an actor also, so acting, I read lines. But stand-up, when you're on stage, and I'm not talking about characterization comedy. A lot of comedians, they do characters because that way if they bomb, it's like, I didn't bomb, the character bombed. It's not, it takes a lot of work. You have to constantly write, I just did it, Carrie and I, she said Carrie, because we worked together, I'd done double headline shows with her. And last time we were together, we sold out the Little Room at Governor's. And we were just on the phone with her today because we're actually getting together again. We're going to do another show on the island, another double headliner. I love Carrie. She's very funny, and I've worked with a lot of females. Ellen Karas, the Greek goddess of comedy. I worked with her. And, Laura Spade, she's a screenwriter also. So a lot of comedians that I work with, like, if you're not up to par with your comedy, because it's a grind. It's a constant grind, and it's not easy, like people always ask me, like, oh, you do stand-up? I go, yeah, I also do sit-down and lay-down comedy, just throwing it out there.
And Charlie Boy does comedy.
Yeah, in the show, in the movie, he does comedy, he's got some punchlines, and I meet Al Martin outside, he's got a little, what is it called, when a celebrity has a small little scene, cameo.
Cameo.
He's got a cameo, and he said to me, thank you, Greg, I put him in. But getting back to comedy as a headliner, and I perform across the country, it's not easy because you have to read. You have to read your audience. You do a show in like Idaho, and then you do a show in Manhattan, and then you do a show in Long Island. Long Island is a lot of people that come out to see Long Island. They like to laugh. A lot of the elderly people that go to Governor's and all that. When you do a comedy show in Manhattan, you have all tourists from all different part of the world. It's totally different animal when you do the New York City circuit. Yeah. It's not like this homegrown people that are laughing. It's tougher to do like the circuit in the city. Governor that's my experience anyway. I'm not knocking any of the comedians out there, but right. Doing like Dangerfields or Carolines or Broadway in Manhattan, because that's where they get all the people. They get them to Times Square. They balk and you get different mentalities from all over the world. So you could be like crushing one night, and use the same material that you did out in the island or whatever, and then do it the same, and you won't even get laughs. And as a pro comic, and I tell a lot of these young comedians when they come on my shows, because I produce a lot of shows, and I'm always giving comedians opportunities to get on stage. Yeah. Like I said earlier, promoting them and all that. It's like I had this one comic, he said to me, Greg, I was on stage and this one person in the front seat wasn't like laughing, and I used a lot of energy to get him to laugh. I said, when you do that, you lose the rest of the crowd. You can't just worry about a couple of people that are not laughing. You have to be yourself, first of all. Yep. As myself, as Greg Criticos, I have to always be myself. That's who I am. And I've gotten some great advice from A.G. White. He said, yo, G, just have fun. Have fun.
I love doing shows with you.
I told you, that's what he said.
Doing.
And Mark DeMeo, when I first came up with Mark DeMeo, he's been a headliner for many years. Yeah. When I came up with it, he said to me, Greg, he goes, just be yourself, bro. That character that you are. Nobody else is Greg Criticos. Nobody else is Gagootz. Nobody else. So when we try to change our comedy because we think somebody's funny and we want to be a little like him, it's not going to work. You have to be yourself. So,
And that takes time.
It takes time. And, I remember closing at Harlem, Comedy Hunt Harlem, and Nikki Sunshine was there, and I closed the show. I said, I'm Greek, and black olives matter to me. You know what I mean? And there was a couple of big names in there. One guy came up to me and goes, yo, you killer. He goes, I can't believe you just said that. I said, well, at that moment, I felt like saying it. You know what I mean? I'm not
But you
offending
know,
anyone.
you have to know your audience, and you have to know how to be. Like you could be edgy, but also you have to be edgy without offending people. Without, you can't go over the edge.
If you're going to worry about offending people, that's the point I'm trying to make.
Right.
You lost already.
Okay.
It's like when Mike Tyson was fighting people in the 80s, a lot of these fighters that were getting in the rink, they were afraid of him already. In their mind, they were like, this guy's going to knock me out. If you get on stage afraid and you're not yourself and you're worried about all that shit, you're going to lose. Now, as you get a little bit better in comedy, you find your voice, you hear your voice, you can look at the room and identify your crowd and see exactly what joke is going to work with what joke. When I do a joke about, and I hope I have to put money in the swear bar, the swear jar. I talk about like I'm old school, and back in the day we didn't have iPhones. My dick pic joke, that joke that kills in a lot of elderly crowd. It's like back in the days we didn't have smartphones. We delivered the penis in person. Because we didn't have the iPhone. When you use that joke in an elderly crowd, they die laughing.
Oh yeah.
Now when you do that in smaller crowds, younger crowds, they're like, what did he mean? Because they were born with iPhones.
Anyway, I want to thank both of you. I want to thank Jen.
Yes.
We have to wrap it up. I had so much fun. 1 hour went like that, or 55 minutes.
I think Jen is now the president of the show.
Yes.
I am. I'm the president of the network, actually.
I
He
just
came
want to
over.
throw a shout out really quick.
Yeah.
My new movie, we're in pre-production right now, called Crooked, and I'm working with the producers of A Good Cop. And they also have a great movie that's winning awards all across the country right now. And the name of the movie is called, right here, it says Coming Out with the Help of a Time Machine, and all the awards it's won.
Nice.
And these are the producers, James and Teddy Orfanos. These guys are amazing. So, in March we start filming for Crooked, and I got another lead role, my second feature.
Now,
And we need a wise guy
Did
for
you
that,
write
so-
this one?
Yes, I'm one of the writers.
All right. Cool.
Yes. So we're gonna need a wise guy. So maybe.
Hook me up too.
Oh, didn't I just do your podcast?
Yeah.
You look
I
familiar.
gotta get you in my movie too. Yeah, you use on my show too.
Yeah, if you want more of these guys, they're on Don's podcast, which is called Donversation.
Yes, Donversation.
And where can you find that?
You can find that on if you go to putupshutup.com, YouTube.com. It's on YouTube. You just look for Donversations on YouTube, and you can find that. It's all over there.
And that was like a couple of weeks ago. You guys.
Yeah, it was so fun. When I saw his face on the poster, I was like, because I know Jen was on the show. Congratulations, Jen. I'm so happy for you and Benny. You guys have a great show here together.
Oh, thank you.
Many
Thank
more.
you.
God bless
Thank
you
you
guys.
for being our first guest.
Yes, and I saw Don. I was like, I know this guy. Wait a minute. What's going on?
awesome.
But it was
Would you
great.
put $1 in for me? We're fucking hysterical.
You should give me $1. I didn't curse. I didn't say one curse word, and you were worried about me.
Yeah.
I know. I
You're
came up with
suspect,
it.
Benny. You're
I
very
got 4
suspect.
quarters.
Suspect.
4 quarters.
All right.
Oh my
Don,
God.
you want to say anything? Jen?
Yeah, just look me up, everybody. You could follow me on Instagram and all that fun stuff. Don Sill, or at Put Up, Shut Up, and Stand Up. And yeah, man, I'm psyched to see everybody.
I'm just glad this couch held up.
Yes.
See you in 2 weeks.
Yes.
See
in 2
you
weeks.
all in
Thank you
2
very
weeks.
much. And you pronounced my name correctly, Benny. I appreciate that. Greg Criticos.
Criticos.
You.
You used to make fun of me.
You didn't say clitoris.
Well, it's very critical.
What?
We pronounce
No,
it.
yes.
one time we did a show and we were outside and he's like, yeah, all right. Goodbye, everybody.
Deuces to the back room. Deuces to the back. We gotta end it. We gotta end it. All right.
Ciao, my friends, my paisans. Alfredo Gagootz. And you know, I love youths. So anyway, a lot of my friends, they say, Alfredo, what is a Gagootz? How you cook a Gagootz? Is a very nice squash in Italy and Sicily. It's a very nice, it's a longer green squash. This Gagootz is way too big. This is good, but you cut them up nice, you gotta peel. You gotta peel this Gagootz. You don't give a circumcision. You gotta cut the whole thing off it. And then you slice it up, you make it nice. I'll show you a picture. That Gagootz is too big. This Gagootz is too small. This Gagootz, you put a AA batteries in it and you have a nicer time. Good time, okay. I'm going to show you what the Gagootz stew looks like, and you go back, enjoy the show. Ciao, my friends.
Some people live in the city, some people live in the mountains. Some people live in the tundra, but me, I live on an island. I live on a beautiful island. I live on Long Island. I live on an island most of my life. I have a car, 2 kids, and a wife. I'll probably be here for the rest of my life. I'm living on Long Island. When summer comes and winter falls, the island ladies go to shopping malls, take daddy's credit card, charge it all. They're living on an island. Oh, they're living on Long Island. And you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone. Hey, Anthony, can you get me a vodka? Is that your Camaro? That is so gorgeous. It's bumper to bumper on Friday night. Montauk, Hampton, sunshine bright. Then I'm sitting in traffic on Sunday night. I'm living on an island. I'm living on Long Island. And you know it's so much fun. I'm living on the island. I'm not hurting anyone.